Hi guys, TJ here. Very quick video. So I happened to be going to check if my barber was in, and he wasn't in. Anyway, that's not the purpose of the story, but it brought back a small tiny little memory of how I made over £20,000 in about 5 days from property.
That's too much sauce. That's too much sauce.
See that door right there? Number 37 right there. Now that sounds completely bonkers if you don't know about certain strategies, and that's why it makes sense to learn. So you know what? You guys are going to hear my story about how I fell into different aspects of property and how I generate money from some, how I lose money from some, or how I lost money from some property deals. But I want to explain something. Look, you don't have to, and this might sound really condescending and so annoying, and that's the point. You don't have to be rich or have money specifically to start a property business. So what I'll try and do is edit this video somehow to make it look fancy and show you some of the images of the actual building and the properties that generated me over £20,000 in less than 5 days. So when I say 5 days, I'm talking about in terms of finding the property, finding a client to buy that property, well, buying the deal in essence, and getting paid. Called deal sourcing. It's called sourcing, deal packaging, arrangements, whatever you choose to call it. But all you're doing in essence is you're getting a property based on two strategies. Either it's let's say built to order, or it's just general. So you've got a bunch of people that have said, listen, I'm looking for this specific type of deal. Go out there and get it, or do you have it available? Or number two, your clients come to you and say, hey TJ, look, we're looking for 10 apartments in this location, or we're looking for X amount in this location, and we agree on a fee, and I and my team and my other people go out and find those properties. We analyze the whole thing, research the whole thing, put the deal together, present it to our investor. If it fits what they're looking for, then perfect. If it doesn't, then our job is to go away and negotiate to make sure it fits the criteria in which they're looking for. And that's what I did. So I was off to go and check on my barber because, as you can see, I need a haircut. I have an event in 2 days' time, and if my barber's not working, then I'm in a lot of trouble because I look like a proper tramp. Either way, so I was on the way to see my barber. He wasn't there, and it brought back another memory because I walked past a specific building that happened to pay me over £20,000 for 5 days worth of work. So to explain it, I was sometime last year, I was off to go get a haircut, and I saw some handymen, or some handymen and their trucks outside a building that looks abandoned. So if you know the area, you would actually know that that building has a lot of history. It was actually burnt down to a crisp. This great investor, Keddy, came along, revamped the entire place, made it look so beautiful. It's so large. And I happened to be going to get a haircut on that day, dressed like a bum as I usually am, wearing flip-flops as I always am. I wish I could point the camera at my feet now. But I saw the builders, and I went in there and I said, what's going on here? Because once you understand certain property strategies, your eyes open. So I thought, that's really interesting. I didn't know this was even available or was on the market. I didn't even know, because I assumed it was still a burnt down building, but maybe burnt down from the inside, whatever the case was. And I approached the foreman, or the person that was doing some of the work on there, and I said, what's happening here? He said, it's been transformed into 9 apartments. I said, okay, so who's the owner? Well, what's it regarding? And this is why you have to think on your feet. I said, I've got a proposal for this landlord in order to ensure that this property is tenanted before completion. Of course, anyone wants to hear that. So again, once you understand the strategy, you know what to say to people to get your phone, to get people to pick up your phone call. I was given the number of the landlord. I called him, pitched the idea of service accommodation to him. He loved the entire idea. I met up with him. Long story short, found a client to take on the property. agreed with everything, negotiated everything, met with the landlord, picked up the keys. Next day, met with my client, handed over the keys to the client. Bob's your uncle. 20 grand paid in the bank. Now, to some people who don't know about property, you have to understand that, listen, some people say, if property's so great, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, everyone's not into property, or everyone's not into investing, everyone's not into public speaking because they don't have the time to learn. They don't have the desire to learn. Maybe they're already working, a major job. And some of my clients are busy, but they've heard about a specific strategy and they want to get involved. So what they do is they look for people like you and I, normal people, who have built up a bit of a reputation, and we go out there and we find these deals for them. Because look, time is what a lot of people don't have on their sides. So it makes sense to pay someone a few £1,000s to go and do the legwork for you so you can concentrate on running your business. And that's what deal sourcing is in a nutshell. Obviously, there are legalities and other things you need to understand. But once you understand all of those things, and then you build up a bunch of clients, you build up a buzz about yourself that you can deliver this service, then people will pay you to actually jump in your car. Hence why in one of my other videos, I said I pretty much live in my car. Because I'm forever jumping in the car to go and view a building, to go and view an apartment, to go and view a house, to go and view a plot of land. Why? Because I sell things that I don't own. Sounds completely mental. Imagine selling on something that you don't own, but you have the full permission of the owner, of the leaseholder, the freeholder, or whoever owns that specific asset that you're selling. You have their full permission to go out there and bring them a suitable tenant client to take over managing or running their property. So I hope I know how to put the videos in there of the building. Then you'll be able to see how a normal building, how being a middleman in property generated me over £20,000. What I'll do is, I can't be bothered to drive around to all the different places that we've ever sold a deal. But if I'm going past in the area, I will make sure I pull up my phone and show you some of the other deals that have netted us a significant income just from knowing what to say, how to say, and having clients that we've built up over time to sell these deals onto. It's the most amazing thing you can ever do. When I say the most amazing thing, I mean literally. Now, a lot of people talk about this laptop lifestyle. I don't encourage it, especially when you're new to a business or you're starting a business. You need to put your time and your effort and your blood and your sweat into it. But once you establish things and you build up relationships with landlords, developers, agents, auctioneers, solicitors, conveyors, anyone involved in property, build up a relationship with them. When there's a deal in the market, you're the first to know about it. You're the first to get an offer in there because you've also got clients who have instructed you. Listen, I'm going on and on and on, and I'm giving away all the secrets. Gosh. Look, I love you and leave you. I hope I can post some of the images so you guys can see what it looks like to do a 20 grand deal on a property that you don't even own. That's amazing. That stuff really blows my mind that we do this on a daily, weekly basis. We act as a middleman, as deal packages, as sourcers. Sourcer means to go out and find, and then package the whole thing together, present it with the figures, and make sure you've done robust due diligence. And if the deal works, you're going to have a client or someone that buys that deal from you, and they pay you for doing that. You are a glorified chef. I'm a glorified chef. I imagine myself as a chef. My client comes to me and say, "Hey, chef, go cook that. Make me a lasagna dish." I use this example all the time. Make me a lasagna dish, and then my job is to ask him, "What do you want in that dish? Is it beef? Is it whatever? What else you want in there?" And he will tell me exactly what he wants in there. My job is to go to the marketplace, literally, and find those individual things that make up that lasagna dish, cook up that dish, present that dish, and voila, Bob's your uncle. So, guys, I wish you all the best. Love you and leave you. Please do subscribe, recommend if you're looking for somewhere where you can get some truths about property as opposed to all the fluffy stuff. I will only share and talk about confidently. I might share other stuff, but I would only talk about any strategy that I'm doing myself, so that there's at least some transparency. and there's no misunderstanding. I can give you information confidently because I know it's something that I'm doing and I've done. So guys, I wish you all the best. Please, as I said, like, share, subscribe, so I can actually reach more people, and more people can actually learn about property and get started. I wish you all the best. Cheers. Bye bye.